And it says we are live. I'm just going to adjust this a little bit and adjust this a little bit. I don't know how things are going to go tonight. First things first, I want to say a big happy Thanksgiving to all of our U.S. friends. I know today is that holiday for you. Of course, you guys were very kind and wished me a happy Thanksgiving when it was Canadian Thanksgiving back in October. Consider this returning the favor. I hope you guys are having a tremendous day with your families. I don't know if it's a business down there where like, or if it's a holiday down there where like businesses are closed and stuff. But you know what? If it is and you're getting a long weekend out of it, please enjoy your long weekend. I hope it is wonderful for you and yours. Tonight, what are we going to talk about? We are going to talk about Straxus. Legacy Straxus. We're going to talk about some offerings from DNA Design. We're going to talk about the Magmasaurus mode, I suppose. We're going to talk about Frankentron just a little bit. We're going to talk about Super 7. G.I. Joe Soundwave, we're going to touch on for a couple of minutes. YOLOPARK. And, of course, a little bit more. Plus, we will do the trivia and this week's unboxing. A little bit surprised that this showed up, but nevertheless, I'm going to, share it here, of course, with you guys. I don't know how many people are likely to come. Like I said, I understand people, especially our U.S. friends, are spending time with their families. But before we go into any of the good stuff, we do have to, and I feel like we're doing this more and more, and it's too bad that we're doing it more and more, but we do have to start things off with a moment of silence, if you will. I mean, what else can I say? You know, who's the smartest shark around? Who's the coolest shark in town? Skybite. That's him. The late, great Peter Spellos, of course, passed away. He had been sick for some time, I believe, battling cancer. So we're going to do a moment of silence for the voice of the classic Skybite, Mr. Peter Spellos. And if I'm saying his name incorrectly, I do apologize. I'm never sure with the last names. Okay, so on we go. Even if you aren't a fan of RID, I feel like so many people are a fan of Skybite. Like he's a character. He's one of those characters that has a cult following that's not G1. You know what I mean? Like it's a lot of the characters that have the biggest cult followings are G1 characters, but he's one that really caught on with the fans that's not G1. And there have been some of them. Bulkhead, I would say, is probably another one. Windblade, who's not officially G1. You know, I think that there's some of those there as well, of course. We saw, I'm going to mention this now because I actually don't have it in the notes. We saw some pictures of the 2-pack of Reactivate, Optimus Prime, and Soundwave. I thought both of them were Voyager. Obviously not. The Soundwave is definitely a deluxe. However, it looks like an Evolved deluxe. And I'll say this. Seeing him smaller next to Optimus, I find very jarring and very strange because I'm really used to Soundwave being, you know, with Starscream and with Megatron and with Shockwave. Like, I expect him to be that Optimus-ish, Voyager-ish size. So I'm not angry about this Soundwave, and maybe in the game he will be smaller, but it was definitely a bit of a jarring shock when I saw the picture and the side by side, and I was like, man, he's a lot smaller than I thought he was. It is what it is. Here in Canada, by the way, that 2-pack on Amazon is something like $96. Like, I don't know, for a Voyager and a deluxe. I'm sorry. Like, it could be cool all at once. I'm not, no. Speaking of prices, could you believe it? Us in Canada are lucky enough to have, just before the holidays, another price hike. I find this so foolish. Down in the US, their stuff's not selling to the degree that Walmart is doing 2-packs. And the newest leader class here is now $79.99 plus tax. And I find it silly because the first one that hike has been applied to is Legacy Evolution Dreadwing. I mean, it's on the shelf literally next to Skyquake. One is green, one is blue, and the blue one is literally $3 more expensive. Like, because it's blue? Like, I don't understand why it would be more expensive. I'm not buying it. There's not a chance, there's not a snowball's chance that I'm going to be spending $80 on a leader, especially since the leaders nowadays are not true leaders. They're downsized a lot. Like, You stop and think about that Blitzwing. Even if you like it, I detested it. I couldn't stand it. I sold it for $50. I got it for $50 and I felt like I got robbed. But you stop and think for a second now. That Blitzwing now with this new price structure is going to be, or say the Springer when it comes out, which is just a glorified Voyager. Let's be realistic, is going to be $80 plus tax, almost $100. I mean, it'll be $90 by the time you put taxes on. Like, no, like Hasbro, you gotta go to rehab or something, Hasbro, because your decisions are very irresponsible. That's all I'm gonna say. Hey, Masterfire. Hey, Dragonfly. Hey, Lee Bird. Jump down there a little bit. You guys ever wanted to drink Energon? It kind of sounds like a Cybertronic. I mean, if you've ever had one of those like great big like summery drinks that are weird colors, they got a lot of booze in it. I mean, you probably sort of drank Energon. And I say the booze because we all know what happens when those Decepticons get over energized, right? Megatron in his good old days. Hey, Marcus. Hey, Mike. Skybite made RID 2001 worth watching. I totally agree. Totally agree. Hey, Brian. Lance, happy to see you. Or hear you. Or see your words. Hey, Warpig. I have not seen leader class figures on shelves here. I mean, when I say this, the only place I really see leaders now is Toys R Us, which was rare, but for some weird reason, they like last week, the week before, had this gigantic shipment of Blitzwings, Transmetal 2 Megatrons, and the Armada Megatrons come in. And like 3 or 4 shells worth. Like it was bonkers. They all came at once. And GameStop. The Walmart hasn't for a long time. Although, to their credit, all 3 of them this past week had Snarl come in on the shelf. And I'll give credit where credit is due for that. I saw Dreadwing last. I went to Walmart and finally went to Toys R Us. They only had gimmicks. Yeah, I didn't buy. Fair enough. Hey, Mike. Pre-ordered 86 Snarls since March and haven't got it yet. Yeesh. That's rough. That's a rough go, man. I'll take a cube of Energon. See someone else drive me home. Absolutely. What? Today is my birthday. So much fun. I feel like I still need Snarl. Wow, crazy. You know what? Like, I mean, I can look around here. If anybody wants to like hit me up, I mean, I can check to see if any of the Snarls are still at the Walmarts here. I'm happy. I won't do it tonight, but I'm happy to do it for you. Might order Legacy Knockout for the first Monday of December. Hey, it's my birthday too. Oh my Lord, we have 2 birthdays here. Happy birthday to Dragonfly. Happy birthday to you too, Warpig. Hope you guys are having a tremendous, tremendous day. How can you not? I mean, if you live in the U.S., this is a holiday. How can you not enjoy your birthday on a holiday, right? Our youngest, funny enough, our youngest birthday is this coming Monday. So seems like birthdays all around in November. It's also the month of Starscream Wife's birthday. It's funny. Our youngest and Starscream Wife, both their birthdays are in November. Our oldest and me, both of our birthdays are in May. Go figure, right? Okay, let's get into the news. So a lot of things that people have been reporting on the news this week, I reported last week. So if you're wondering my thoughts on a lot of things that are pretty recent, for example, the announcement of Peter Cullen getting that Lifetime Achievement Award, I covered all of that last week. So if you didn't see last week's show, go check it out, man. After this one's over, go check that one out. It was a fun 50 minutes or so. Frankentron, the Tacticon RC and hashtag. These are out now both in Canada and the UK. I mean, I want a hashtag. I don't want that finger thing. It's idiotic. Also in the UK is Rise of the Beast Mirage and Optimus Primal. So if you're in the UK, few new things out for you guys. We saw an image from Mark Marr. Is that his name? It's the Magmasaurus. It's the combined Magmatron mode where you have the I'll say the blue dinosaur. I think that's the land one in front, and then I think it's the sea one as the like back end of this creature, and kind of sandwiched in between them is the bird. I'm not gonna lie, like even seeing it in the Beast Wars Neo cartoon, like it looked the colors didn't match, but like it looked a little more seamless. Not that it looked good, it still looked like an odd combine mode. Seeing it on this guy and the original Magmatron for that matter, it's not a mode that I'm a huge fan of because it really looks like the sea dino jammed its head in the butt of the land dino, like the green sea thing, like jammed its head in the butt of the blue T-Rex guy, and like somehow sandwiched in there and probably squashed to death with a few feathers and wings sticking out is the bird pterodactyl guy. Like I think it's a tough looking mode. I will be very curious, however, to know A, how solid it actually is when combined, B, how it actually kind of scales with combiners. Like, could it hold its own against a Computron or a Defensor over here, for example? And C, how articulated it is. You know, this is like a four-legged almost combiner. How articulated is it? Because the dinos don't look super articulated to me. We'll have to wait and see. Maybe they'll be fantastically articulated. I don't know. Super 7 showed off their actually I can't say they showed off. The Super 7 Burning Primal was spotted at Target in I believe Iowa, if I'm not mistaken. This is the Super 7 Optimus Primal done in all red. Basically, I might even be a translucent red. A la his appearance in the Beast Wars 2 cartoon alongside Lyle Convoy. I mean, cool, I guess, I suppose, if you want. The G.I. Joe Soundwave Thunder Machine. We saw first some images of it. I mean, it's a great head and chest. There's a few reviews up now, like they're starting to come out. I haven't seen this in stores yet, but I reckon it's going to be there soon. The head and chest looks great. The back looks chunky, but it's not as bad as a Megatron. It's not close to as bad as Megatron. And on the back, you can still see Zarana and Zartan. I don't know why Thrasher wasn't included with this. It's weird. I'm not angry about having Zartan and Zarana in there. You know, cool. Why not? I mean, they're great GI Joes. I'd love to have a Zarana. I got a Zartan, but I'd like to have a Zarana. That'd be cool. I wouldn't argue with another Zartan because the one I have is the it came in one of those like 5-pack things. It's technically the 25th anniversary one, but you know, with like a different vest or whatever, right? I don't actually have the O-ring one. So, I mean, I don't know. Do I want a Zarana bad enough? I guess I'll have to see what the price is here in Canada and what I think of it then. But like, I think it's pretty good, honestly. I got nothing against it at all. Back to Super 7 for a second, because I've neglected this note. They showed pictures from their G2 Ultimates, or their Ultimates line. The G2 Megatron is... It's a lot like the Selects Megatron, though I do find the head looks a little more, I don't know, the features look a little more Hanna-Barbera cartoony to me than Transformers cartoony. Like there's something about the head that's not landing with me with it. But neck down, it resembles the Selects one a lot. It looks really good. He does have the shoulder launcher thing, but it also seems like he has a fusion cannon, a purple fusion cannon for his arm too. So cool, best of both worlds. Along with the pictures of that, we saw images of the alligator Optimus Prime that comes with the tower thing with his arm attached. And like a taxi cab, it's a weird one, as well as more pictures of Tarn in his strange blue and black coloration. Don't hate it. Looks bulky, looks mean. And Nickel, I think the Nickel looks pretty great. I think the articulation is somewhat limited on the Nickel, but I think it looks great. And the Wreck-Gar. The Wreck-Gar, if you know the Studio Series 86 Wreck-Gar, this one is a real similar robot. The proportions are a little bigger, and the colors, certainly on the legs, are a little bit different, but it's pretty darn close. They're all great looking robots. None of them transform. I don't know what the price is in the US. I think $60 US, about 75 in Canada. If you hear Starscream wife laughing, she's watching a mockumentary, a documentary, and we were watching it before I went on the air. It was pretty funny. I'm not going to lie. So yeah, I mean, if you're into the Ultimates, cool. I still sometimes wonder, man, do I want Bonsai-tron? I'd really like to have a Bonsai-tron, and I don't have one. And I had the Action Master one. And I loved it. It was one of my main Decepticons. I was like, man, Decepticon Ninja, cool. I always used to use him as like a plane. I used to like put his it was weird. I used to put his legs out as like the plane wings, and his arms would kind of be down under the legs because I used to have it when he would land that instead of landing on tires, he was landing on tank treads, and then the legs would go behind him, and now he's a tank. It was it was very creative thinking from a kid. Um, but it's what I used to do, and I didn't hate that idea. Make of that what you will. What else do we have here? YOLOPARK showed off their IIES Rise of the Beast Optimus Primal. It's 62 centimeters. Um, it's a bit more screen accurate. They changed some of the molding. He has a new articulated head, more robust proportions. They say. I don't think the proportions are as good. I feel like his waist down, and I get it, like a gorilla has short legs and stuff, but I feel like the waist down compared to the waist up is too small. Like I feel like the waist up is one proportion and the waist down is a completely different proportion, and it really throws me personally. But they say it's accurate to the screen. Maybe it is. He has a more powerful like shoulder blade design too, where it's like, I don't want to say protruding, but it's more defined. Now, you can also get a deluxe version that comes with this display base that has like, I think it has like like a creek and rocks and grass, and there might even be a little hill behind them or something. It's pretty detailed. I'm not going to lie. I didn't see prices for the regular or the deluxe, but I do respect that YOLOPARK listens to fans and via that feedback has been making adjustments and stuff to give fans the best release that they can. I can't imagine it's cheap, but if you're in for a penny, you might be in for a pound with that line, right? NPM Bone Crusher. Now that was also spotted at a Target in Iowa. So I don't know if you live in Iowa, go check your Targets, I guess, if you want that stuff. Funny enough, though, beware if you go looking for Bone Crusher, his official street date is actually going to be 11/26, Sunday. That's Sunday. You might luck out where it's Black Friday. I mean, you might luck out, but you might not. Buyer beware, I suppose. We saw images of Deathsaurus next to Victory Saber and the whole rescue team, or rescue patrol team. I'm glad that we got all 4 members of one of these teams. Technically, I have 6 because I also have the 2 regular Siege colorations that came out. So it'll be interesting to see those together. However, I'll say this. I saw Deathsaurus and I saw Victory Saber, and I was like, yeah, they look great together. Except it should be Star Saber and Deathsaurus together. And with the Victory Saber or with the Victory Leo stuff on, I feel like Victory Leo should be bigger, So I feel like the scale is not quite right. I'm not hateful on it. I don't mind it. But I do look at it, and as good as they look together, I immediately think they look excellent together, but the scale's not right. That's my takeaway from what we've seen with the images so far. Nice that we're finally seeing like full color images and stuff. I mean, they should, you have till tomorrow. You have till tomorrow, the 24th, to verify your address if you're getting it. And presumably next week, they'll start shipping, hopefully. And hopefully they have addressed QC issues that riddled the other HasLab releases. If they haven't, then that just says they're not listening to fans, right? If they haven't fixed any of their major QC issues, then they haven't been listening to fans. Look what they had to do to rectify Victory Saber. Look how many more they had to produce. By the way, that goes to show that they can produce as many as they want. There's no reason for this to be limited. There's no reason for this to be crowdfunded. Just make it and put it out, man. Just make it and put it out. Fans will love you more for it. TFCon LA. Bob Budiansky is going to be there for the G1 reunion, whatever that means. But it's very fitting because, I mean, how do you describe Bob? He created G1. He came up with most of the character names. He came up with the bio cards. I think he done the archetype for the Marvel comics even. He's done everything. Bob is Transformers. Transformers is Bob. It is what it is, right? DNA Design, they're showing off a kit that will address Nightbird as well as Battletrap as well as Scourge, all from Rise of the Beasts. The Nightbird, she is getting 2 katanas to replace her all black katanas. They look very similar to me, except these have yellow in the blade instead of just being a solid black. And the little tiny, teeny wings that are on the stock one are replaced with bigger wings that apparently do still fold under the car. Then for Battle Trap, he's going to come with two Gatling guns that like it looks like his hands become the guns, right? And he is also coming with an articulated chain piece for his mace. I don't know if you really need it. If you bought Optimus Primal, then you already have an articulated chain piece. And finally, this guy. Now, there's already a set from DNA Design out for Scourge. However, this is a different set. It comes with a whole new forearm for over here. Not like the claw one, not like this. It's just like a regular arm. Though I feel like the gray use for that arm is a lot lighter, and I personally find that arm very jarring and like it doesn't belong. He also comes with, just to make sure I'm getting all of this. He also comes with new front pieces for the truck, if you want to use them and replace front pieces on the truck, and new shoulder pads that are more like the film. I'm looking at the shoulder pads and like it looks like they're pinned in. So I guess if you get that set and you want to change the shoulder pads, I don't know. I guess you got to do surgery and take a pin out. I wouldn't want to do it. I would leave the shoulder pads off. It's lovely that they're there, but like I can't remove pins. I've tried many times and it just doesn't work. It just doesn't work. I don't know how people do it. I have no idea. It's beyond me, baby. It's beyond me. And we have one piece of news left, and that's going to be Legacy Straxus. But before I do that, I'm going to go back and check with you guys first, because I know you've been talking, and I know I went through the news. I don't want to be too long here, because I know a lot of people are, giving me very valuable time out of their holiday, right? So I don't want to be too long. Let's see. I think it was about here where I stopped. Hey Brian, if I didn't already say it, though I think I did. Hey Big M. Hey Manitoba. Aged turtle meat. Nice. I don't know why you said $28, but okay. I'm sure it was in reference to something, but I don't know what it was. If you want to like tell me again what it was, then cool. I'm sure it was something I talked about, and I'll be like, oh yeah, that. But what is it that's $28, man? Speaking of December, 32 days. Yeah. I saw a couple of snarls in Walmart tonight. Cape Breton, really? So there you go. Like Terry lives in Cape Breton. So I mean, he saw a couple of snarls in Walmart too. I know. I guess they finally hit Atlantic Canada, right? Hey Marcus, if I didn't already say, buddy. As we go down here a little bit. Forget birthday cake. Get the pumpkin pie. Honestly, I like pumpkin pie and I like pecan pie and cheesecake. I like all of it. I like all of it, man. Regular cake, pecan pie, pumpkin pie. Oh, yeah, baby. I love all of it. At my Burlington, I saw a Sailor Moon. I don't know what HGIF is. I don't know what HGIF stands for, but if I'll order, I'll send one to give to Sarah. That'd be lovely. She's always looking for Sailor Moon stuff, I don't know what that is either, though. I'm intrigued. Color me intrigued, Blue. Color me intrigued. I don't know if Starscream Wife would know. Sailor Moon HGIF. I'll have to ask her about that. I think she has headphones on now, so she's probably not going to hear me. Hey, you can't hear me, right? Yeah, I don't think she can hear me. I'll ask her after. HG. I got to write that down. HGIF. I have no idea what that could be. Let's see as we go down here. I could definitely get into the Super 7 stuff for Action Masters characters, but the price stops me. Me too. And I don't even, I'm not unreasonable. Like I see it and they're big and they're chunky and stuff. I'm not like, oh, that should be $5. Though I do think the little ones, they should be about $5. I don't know why they're like, here they're like $20. I don't know what they are in the US. But like, I look at the Ultimates and I'm like, yeah, they're great. And same with the G.I. Joe ones and stuff too. They're all great. But I feel like, 40 US, 60 Canadian seems more accurate than 60 US, 75 Canadian. Like, I think it's, overpriced by 15, $20, respectively. Hey, Paul. Has anyone thought Run Amok and Runabout would be Devastation Studio Series, Gamer Edition? I don't think you're going to get them, but I have thought that we could get like a blue coloration of it and a red and what a green maybe. I could see it. I could see it coming out. I could see them using that mold in the Gamer Edition and doing those. I guess Viacons. I guess we'd call them. I could believe it, honestly. And you never know. Maybe you'd luck out and get a black one or one that's close enough to the. I think that would be a great opportunity to sneak in a reissue of Run Amok. Is that the black one? I always get their names mixed up. Cyber Monday. Yeah, that's right. Black Friday. I always forget about Cyber Monday. That's right. That's coming up too. Hey, Timmy. I've never in my life heard of dingleberry pie, but I'm going to tell you now, it don't sound very good. Maybe I'm wrong, but that doesn't sound very good. As we go down here a little bit. Hey, Ash. That's fair, buddy. I'll definitely get some Rise of the Beast stuff when Studio Series does more screen accurate Terracons and not concept art versions. And that's fair. I mean, I would not get another Scourge, but I got to be honest. I got this guy because I love the head. I know they redesigned it and stuff for the movie, but I love the sinister looking head and I love the whole cowl coming down around his neck. So that's why I got this, because I actually preferred the concept art to the movie, even though I thought he was one bad dude in the movie, man. One bad dude. I call him Burden. I don't call him Scourge. I call him Burden. Food comas. I bet. I have no doubt. Oh, Deluxe is a Target 28. Isn't that higher? Wasn't the Deluxe $24.99 in the US? If it's 27 or 28.99 in the US, now that's an increase too. Man, you guys are almost paying 30 a Deluxe now too. I hear they're 35.99, some places 36.99. Like, I feel you. They're pricing everybody out. Got my toy customizing surgery license revoked after Earthrise Starscream had his legs were swapped with Studio Series 86 Starscream. So it was why were you swapping the legs? I'm just curious. Not that it matters, but I'm just curious. Yeah, absolutely. Take care, Blue. HEIF instructions for putting on a sweater. Head goes in first. I mean, it could be. It could be. Too much food. Feel like I'm going to explode. That's why I'm trying to be quick. Okay, so the last piece of news, then trivia, then the unboxing, and then we can get out of here and you guys can nap. Legacy Straxus unused artwork. We knew all along that we were supposed to be getting a Legacy Straxus based on, here's the interesting part, apparently based on the Galvatron mold. It was going to be a remold of the fantastic Legacy Galvatron. And if you don't have that, man, he's so good. That mold is fantastic. But there was unused concept art because they keep pushing him off. He was pushed off and supposed to come out in Evolution. Now they are saying he's going to come out in Legacy United. I hope. However, the whole story doesn't end there. Recently, a strange image where we have what's apparently Straxus with like a skull on his shoulder and like a skull down here on his belt, and he's wearing like a cowl, and then there's like an eye that's brightening up and stuff. And like, I find that very, very strange because, can I get it? What am I gonna make? I'll make a mess if I try and get it. So I got the Deluxe Straxus back there. He's blue. He has like the mouth vent, like he looks like Straxus from the Marvel Comics. This looks strange. Now, apparently, FJ DeSantos said that, yeah, hey, I developed the character and I developed a 3-season Legacy series where he was going to be the main bad guy. He doesn't say the name Straxus, but all hints are there that, yes, indeed, it is Straxus. And he says, like, I don't think I can say the name, but like, he said he goes by many names because, I mean, Straxus, Darkmount, the Bard of Darkmount. Like, there's so many things that, you know, Governor Straxus, the Governor of Polyhex. Like, there's so many names that he goes by, right? But then there was also a confirmation Oh, by the way, that series that he developed, that's the one that was passed on by Netflix that they decided not to do. But it was also confirmed by artist Anna Malkova that, yeah, this was Straxus. And like, it's so strange because he got swapped out in Legacy for Transmetal 2 Megatron, who was supposed to come out later. But when the series didn't get picked up, instead of now doing, Legacy as having to work around a fiction where Straxus was the big bad guy, we could do somebody more recognizable. That was the logic behind switching it out to Transmetal 2 Megatron, because he'd be more recognizable. And I agree, he would be more recognizable. I still think they should do Straxus. But what's strange is we also saw then some more concept art, and apparently Straxus was going to have some sort of an accident. The before accident, to me, looks a lot like a Seeker with whites and grays and reds and like a full face. And I'm like, what's going on here? That I would never know that as Straxus at all. And the after is like a hodgepodge of parts like Autobot X or Autobot Spike, whatever. Like a hodgepodge mishmash of parts. And then like it's like he underwent Impurata. Like it's like one glowing orb a la Shockwave, a la Whirl. And I'm like, I want a new Straxus, but this look is not the Straxus I want. I want the Straxus I know and love. If I don't get that, then I think I would stick with the deluxe. Maybe you would think differently. So very, very interesting development and evolution there. It explains why he's been pushed off and pushed off and pushed off. I hope that he doesn't get the polar claw treatment where he's just not going to be made. He's supposed to be. Time, of course, will tell. But that's it for the news. Let's do the trivia. The trivia tonight, very, very simple, my friends, and I'll check in with you guys. Here's the trivia tonight. In which of the following episodes, it's only one of them, there's only one correct answer out of these. In which of the following episodes does Optimus Prime give the order, Autobots, transform, and retreat? Not something we often hear Optimus say. Transform and retreat. Those words were uttered by Optimus Prime. In which episode? Were they said by him in More Than Meets the Eye Part 3? Or was it Roll For It? Or SOS Dinobots? Or finally, Ultimate Doom Part 2? A, B, C, or D? Was it More Than Meets the Eye Part 3? Was it Roll For It? Was it SOS Dinobots? Or was it Ultimate Doom Part 2? When did Optimus say Autobots transform and retreat? Let's go up here a little bit. I'm going to check in with you guys. And let's see what you were saying. Then we'll do the unboxing and get out of here. Let's see. Whereabouts was I here? I think I went up too far then. I took advantage of Pulse's clearance and picked up Needle Nose. It's good. Target Masters were less to be desired. Yeah, the Target Masters are not great. That's why I have two of the Siege ones down there that I'm going to paint. I haven't done it yet because I'm waiting for Sure Shot to come out and see what his Target Master is like. I have another one down there, but I'm being strategic with how I do that because I use Siege Target Masters to do like Tip Top and Heater. Is that his name? They go with Quake. I use two of them for Singe and Hair Splitter that go with Spinister. So the other Decepticon double Target Master is Needle Nose. So I'm going to give him two proper ones as well. That's a great pickup, though. Great pickup. Hey, Joel. Straxus had a really good story arc in the UK comics by Marvel. He did. I'm not even a comics guy, and even I know that he had a good arc there. That jumped down. I've been thinking of swapping my Starscream hands between the Coronation set and the Earthrise. The Coronation set hands are articulated more. They are. I mean, I don't know what the point is of swapping them. Aren't they basically the same thing? Like the differences are pretty minimal, aren't they? You know, I do what you want, but I mean, to each their own, I guess. Hey, Nanak. Nope, sorry. Naraic? I don't call you Nar because that's one syllable and I like one syllable. Dreadring already on clearance at some place in the UK. Picked up for 32. See, there you go. 32. That's better. It's not 80. But like, and don't get me wrong, I think that mold is splendid. When I looked at Skyquake, I said, get this mold. If you don't get Skyquake, get this mold. you have to be specific with the transformation, but once you got it and once you know it, he's so good. He's so splendid. Let's see. We have D. We have B. We have a B. A B. Hey, Ninja Bill. Been a while, buddy. Happy Thanksgiving to you. Check out your Iowa targets. You got some new stuff that's starting to show up there. I'll give you the answer in a second here, guys. I'm just going to see what Warpig is saying. I'm in the UK and just got in an order for Armada Megatron at that price. Nice. The answer is D. Ultimate Doom Part 2. Optimus actually orders the Autobots to retreat. Who knew? Who knew, right? Now, by the way, thank you guys. I know I was trying to be really strategic this week. I know you guys have all had busy days of cooking and cleaning and family and football and whatever else, and Black Friday tomorrow. And any of you who are wrestling fans, you got Survivor Series the weekend, going head to head against 3 hours of AEW Collision. Like, it's a busy weekend. It's Cyber Monday coming up. There's a lot going on. The holidays are inching ever closer. We all know, right? The time is coming to decorate stuff. I'm not even angry about Blue doing his countdown now, buddy. You go for it. 32 days. What did I get? This came from our buddy Razor Bear. And he said, so you got Target in Canada again? I wish. Gosh, I wish. It's just a Target box. It's not from Target. Blue guessed that it was the 4-pack, the Troop Builder 4-pack. It's not. We have 6 or 8 of those right now at our Toys R Us for $115. I'd love to have them. Like it a little cheaper. We'll see. Maybe I'll get it for Christmas. You never know. I kind of like to have 2, but it is what it is. What is in here? One thing is in here, but it is something that never ever came here first or last. Never ever saw it in store first or last. I saw a lot of stuff. Never saw this first or last. And this one thing is Velocitron Scourge. I love the Toxitron. And I do have a Nemesis Prime. So how will this guy fit in? Well, we'll find out when we get around to his review, which won't be tomorrow. The review tomorrow is... What is the review tomorrow? What am I doing tomorrow? It's a quick one because I know it's like a holiday weekend and stuff. I just put up Studio Series Shockwave on Tuesday. That is not great. I'm glad that my wife only paid $4 for it. Oh, Antagony. Tomorrow's Antagony, and I guess you could say Scavenger. Then next week we'll take a look at Ratchet, as well as the upgrade kits for Snarl. So this guy will be part of the following week, which will probably be getting around the time that we're starting to do some of the holiday stuff here on the channel, right? Time will tell, and we will see. Anyway, that being said, ladies and gentlemen, oh, nice. You got the Troop Builder on sale at Target. That's good. That's what you want, man. That's what you want, man. Got Jackpot off of Amazon. I like Jackpot Tony. I really do like him, actually. Let me just check in here with you guys before I sign off. A lot of times I miss some of the end stuff. The question was, what episode did Optimus say transform and retreat? And it was Ultimate Doom Part 2. I'll mention this too, since I noticed Sovereign here. If you are a G1 person, a G1 collector, you have your G1s and you love them, but you know what? Those rubber tires, man. Those rubber tires, they're rotted away, they're gone, and you're so sad. So our buddy Mike from HDB Toys, who done the nanobots, which I love, he's done the hammer that goes with the Owen Studio Cell Unicron. He's done the extra thruster for the Arc, right? Mike from HDB Toys, Half the Battle Toys, is also now producing, and I think they're from a resin, replacement tires. And they're not rubber per se. They're not going to necessarily break. Well, they're not going to break down because they're not rubber. They're resin. They should last just fine. Repro tires, I suppose you could call them. So if you're interested, hit up HDB Toys, hit up Mike, and he could probably help you out with some replacement tires for your beloved treasures. Mike has perfected the G1 tires. Just sent you a video link for my... Man, I'm not into the tires. I'm not getting them. I don't collect G1. And the ones that I have, their tires are all fine. I love Mike and I love HDB Toys. And I wish him the absolute best for sure. And I know that there's a market for it. I'm not it, but I totally respect that. I think this is something that'll be really good for him and for the company. Polymer resin. Yeah, there you go. You're really in on these tires. Bless your heart. Oh, I know his work. I've talked to Mike a lot. I'm well aware. I only got reissue Hot Rod. Hopefully he might get around to the first RID line. Prime and Magnus have had rotting tire issues. You know what? Honestly, if you were to talk to him, there's probably a way to work that. Ask him. Can't hurt to ask. Can't hurt to ask. I'm saying G1, but I mean, can't hurt to ask with the RID ones. I mean, why not? Right? Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to get out of here. I love each and every one of you. Thank you so much for coming by and giving me some of your extremely valuable time. I do know how important it is to you, and I hope you know how much it's appreciated by me. Have a happy Thanksgiving if you live in the U.S. If you don't live in the U.S., have a great Thursday going into the weekend, right? I mean, here was just another work day, right? So, yeah, that being said, like I said, thanks for coming by, giving me some of your extremely valuable time. I do know how important it is to you. If you're in a position to help the channel to grow, you can use the donate link. Check us out on Patreon. See what we have to offer to you through spring, especially now heading into the holidays. Or, of course, you can hit the join button and become a channel member at any given time. While you're at it, please hit the subscribe button and stick around and have some fun with us here on the channel. And don't forget, especially now, especially this time of year, especially on Thanksgiving, don't forget how thankful I am that you're in the world. Don't forget that you do make a difference. And I look forward to the next time that you and I get together to have another visit, either right here in the live streams on Thursday nights at the stop motion premieres or the old fashioned way inside the videos.